Okay, it's episode number 33 of That Marketing Show. My name is Matt Coffey. Today's show is brought to you by First Doctor, creating healthcare marketing leaders. So today we're going to start a three-part mini-series, and we're really going to talk about the first piece of business here, which is the psychological aspects of social media. And then we're going to move on to segmentation of brand and analytics and progress. Really what we're talking today is significance equals branding. This really is coming out of a discussion that we're having with a customer, and it's real kind of right on the street level dialogue that is really starting to creep into our world, and it creeps into everyone's world at some point, where you have to think about the significance of your brand and how do you differentiate your brand. What are the pieces that create that segmentation of your branding, and then how are you going to measure the progress of making that brand significant? So I really think about this, and you can take this as maybe your thought for the day. Effort is a 5-letter word. Okay, so what I mean by effort is think. Okay, so effort, I mean, no one can make you do your own push-ups. All right, so you have to do your own push-ups. And in the world of marketing and online marketing especially, you really have to think about where you're putting your efforts and why you're putting your efforts where they need to go. Now, the reason why this is being brought up and why we're going to take off the psychological aspects of social media right now is because what we're finding is that most people treat their social media strategy as a glorified email newsletter. They're just posting. And they're hoping for some sort of reaction from their audience, or they're trying to target audiences with just trying to post more and more information. And this continually turns out to be the worst strategy, because you're really not doing anything. All you're doing is you're just doing effort without thinking. Okay? So the mindset here is, what does the market want, right? So the market will create the winners and losers. So you have to go and see who's making the biggest movements in your market, especially from a social media perspective. You have to look at the psychology of why people are on these social channels. For instance, let's just take Pinterest, which is an example of a social media network that's pretty popular. The intent on Pinterest is someone who wants to pin something they want to buy, or pin something they'd like to buy in the future. So the point of pinning something within that framework should be relative to the psychology of the 35 to 55-year-old person, woman typically, that's in Pinterest. So the psychology of using LinkedIn in LinkedIn groups. If you're going into LinkedIn, ask a question. There's a lot of people who go into LinkedIn and just post content. But that's not what people are in LinkedIn for. They're searching around. They might be looking for new opportunities. They might be looking for partnerships. Ask a question. Same thing with Twitter. The psychology of the platform in Twitter is a conversation. Why are you posting something to link to something else? It's to be witty, to be chatting up someone that's interested or has interest in relative to your product or service, not to post content about your product. So there's a misnomer within the social strategy that if you can just keep on posting, that something will eventually happen. And time after again, when we work with clients, all we see is this continual stream of post every single day and no interaction. Complete waste of time. No one's paying attention. And even if you look at Facebook, if you're not posting, I mean, people on Facebook just go like this, right? They're just scrolling. If you don't have a picture with something on it that gets someone's attention, you're dead in the water. So again, the psychology of using these platforms is the most important thing. Now, let's talk quickly about psychology and how to change the direction of your audience. So what you need to think about is changing the conversation. Okay? A lot of the Me Too-ness of the social media environment is to look at what your competitors are doing and say, I want to do just what they're doing. Well, yeah, that may work for them, but you're not changing the conversation to you. And a lot of the dialogue that has to happen between you and giving value is giving value about what you do in the product or service. Now, you have to get engagement at the level where customers are going to want to help share or contribute your information out to their audience. The only way that you become relevant is if your information is shareable. So think about these strategies as we go through this 3-part mini-series about if your content is shareable, if it's something of value, and you can start to change the conversation. You can then change the culture of your branding so that you start to segment your brand. Hope that helps. We'll see you in the next episode.